Hi guys, my name is Alesia,
And I'm Brendan.
and today I'm more than happy to kind of speak towards Kevin's mentorship when it comes specifically to scaling and growing our Airbnb arbitrage business. And so, a little bit of context about Brendan and I, we both have been working in tech for the last 4 or 5 years or so. And transparently, we work a typical 9 to 5. We were looking for another stream of income and another opportunity to kind of start a business. And so Airbnb was something we were definitely interested in doing. We've seen so many, social media posts about getting into the arbitrage business and also saw Kevin really succeeding in the industry. So we reached out to him in about April of 2023 to learn more about his success. And that's kind of how this mentorship started.
And to give a little bit of background on our business, like Elisa said, we started about April of 2023. Within the first 2 months, Kevin helped us acquire our first 3 units. Move forward another 3 months, we acquired another 3 units. And then all the way up until now, we've scaled our business all the way up to 25 units. And to be quite honest, we were a little hesitant at first because of, the risk that does come with acquiring more units, but Kevin did encourage us, and we absolutely have zero regrets in taking that risk and moving forward and scaling our business to the successful business that we do have now.
Yeah. And another thing to kind of highlight to Kevin's success as a mentor is the financial backing. Obviously, we are, typical 9 to 5ers. And so the financial risk that came with funding and setting up these units was something that we were really concerned about. Kevin came in as someone who was extremely knowledgeable on different types of financial backings that we could get into. He gave us multiple different options on different credit cards that we might be able to apply for. He helped us get really strategic on how we were applying for these credit cards, who we should be reaching out to. And essentially, from all of his advice and his different options, we were able to acquire over, fifty to $75,000 in 0% APR credit cards. So without even really having to use most of our own financial backing, we were able to go ahead and fund our business purely from all the different suggestions that Kevin had brought to us.
And throughout every step of the way, Kevin has been an outstanding mentor. Anytime we had any questions, he was there. It didn't matter what time of day or night. He would always come back to us with answers. He certainly went above and beyond what we were, expecting from a mentorship. He was there every step of the way, from us starting our LLC to getting our funding for our business, and all the way to furnishing our units, and even now, when our main focus isn't scaling our business anymore, with helping us improving our processes. Anytime he learns anything new about how he improves his business, he shares that knowledge and information with us. And so, just Kevin has been extremely helpful throughout this entire process.
Yeah. I think another thing to note too is I remember specifically when we were first setting up and I was reaching out to a bunch of different property managers to try and see if we could gain some traction in the, short-term rental contracts with them. After a couple of rejections, I remember texting Kevin and reaching out to him to kind of walk through how these conversations went. I remember him coaching me through some suggestions on what he would do, how he said things. And I specifically remember really feeling like he was trying to teach me how to be successful in this, but also never being the type of person to say, hey, like this is the one and only way to go and do it. He was really trying to, meet me halfway every single time I was like coming across a hurdle. So again, really being available every step that I was having challenges, but also giving multiple different suggestions on how I can improve and essentially learn from how he was succeeding.
So, with all that being said, Elisa and I definitely highly recommend Kevin. He is the most hands on mentor we have ever had. You're not going to find another mentor like Kevin, who's there with you every step of the way, who will help you with any question that you have. And I know for a fact that our business certainly wouldn't be as successful and profitable as it is right now without the help of Kevin. And so, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think in the end of the day, the reason we highly recommend him is when you sign up for a mentorship with Kevin, it's as if you're getting an extension of your business in somebody else, someone that takes your wins as his wins, takes your losses as his losses. He takes it very personally. And so, he's also the type to encourage you to go big and do more for yourself, and that really the sky's the limit. And I think his drive and his determination to scale his business reflects in all of his students as well. And I, am really appreciative and grateful for all his help this time, and super excited to see where the future has in store for all of us.